Oh,
The challenger, Josh Padley, taking on the defending champion, Shakur Stevenson.
Josh Padley may have been a last-minute replacement for Shakur Stevenson, but his confidence is through the roof. He's been inspired by Dennis Baroni's move against Gervonta Davis. Interestingly, Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis are like boxing brothers, and what's even more fascinating is how both of them will now share similar experiences as their fights are just a week apart.
12 with
WBC. I think I'm ranked 12.
Floyd Schofield ranked 13.
Yeah.
So are we sitting here with a man who is arguably more deserving of the fight?
Before Davis knocked Binnick out in the 4th round on fight night, Barrick had pushed him off the stage after their weigh-in. This move angered Con Davis and might have been the extra motivation he needed to deliver a devastating knockout, ultimately dethroning the helpless Ukrainian. As for Shakur Stevenson, the situation is even more surprising. His opponent doesn't have a fan base or the proper preparation for the championship opportunity he's being given.
Title, don't want to...
Yeah, higher ranked than him, you know. I know there's a lot of probably a lot of things online saying who's Josh Padley and stuff like that, but obviously I beat someone to get here and deserve that spot, and I'm going to show that on Saturday night.
Despite being a late replacement, Josh Padley is not being underestimated by Shakur Stevenson. The WBC lightweight champion is focused and ready to give it his all on Saturday night. During their press meeting, a lot of things happened that made people wonder if Josh Padley was truly just a last-minute stand-in for Floyd Schofield. Here's a quick look at what went down.
Everybody involved in Riyadh season, Turkey Al Sheikh and Matchroom Boxing for this opportunity. This is my 2nd time involved in a Riyadh season event now, and I'm feeling truly blessed to be here. But the last 48 hours has been absolutely...
American star Shakur Stevenson found himself without an opponent for his fight on a card headlined by Dimitri Bivol and Daniel Dubois, with the Joseph Parker World title fights also featured. This event was being hailed as one of the greatest boxing cards of all time. The situation led to a series of late-night talks, and Padley, who had upset the previously unbeaten Mark Chamberlain on the Riyadh season card at Wembley Stadium last year, became a potential contender. Padley's win had caught the attention of Eddie Hearn, Stevenson's promoter, who began negotiations with Padley's manager late at night in the UK, which continued into the early hours of the morning in Riyadh. Obviously, it's very expensive, but it should be, Hearn told Sky Sports. An agreement was quickly reached.
A dream opportunity. This is the pinnacle of boxing, and this is what I'm in it for. Looking forward to it.
The 29-year-old from Yorkshire was told by his manager Tom Stalker, a former lightweight boxer, that Floyd Schofield was unable to fight WBC 135 LB champion Shakur Stevenson. Instead, he was offered the chance to step in at the last minute. "It's actually been pretty quiet since I won the Mark Chamberlain fight," Padley told The Ring. "We haven't really had any solid offers, but in the past week we've had 3 offers, and each one seemed to get bigger than the last. One of them was against Maxie Hughes, and we were undecided. Then came Dalton Smith, and we were still unsure, but then this opportunity came up." On Tuesday night, around 6 p.m., they received the first call, which set off a chain of fast-moving events that needed to be completed quickly.
Absolutely, like you say, this is everybody's dream. If you get into boxing, you aim for a world title. Not many people even get the opportunity.
I had to send a message to my manager that night, but by the time the fight was confirmed, it was already 10:20 p.m. He told me that he didn't get the message until the next morning. He called me right away and said, "Josh, you can't turn down opportunities like this. Go for it. Grab it with both hands." After that, things got a bit crazy. Once the fight was locked in, I immediately called my nutritionist Charlie to make sure I could safely make weight with such short notice. He gave me the go-ahead, so we did a quick weigh-in check and had a chat with the team before agreeing to take the fight. That morning was a bit hectic. I had to take care of a quick task related to my medicine and then did another weigh-in check at 1:20 p.m. Once we cleared the weight check, we could finally start making travel arrangements. We booked our flights, hopped in the car, and made our way to Manchester Airport. Our flight left at 5 p.m. and we were off to Turkey. The journey was a bit of a marathon. 4 hours to Istanbul and another 4 hours to Riyadh. It was a really fast turnaround. By day, Padley works as an electrician installing solar panels, but by night, he becomes a boxer.
I put in a lot of work this training camp, and I'm coming here with the same mentality. I know there's a guy that want to take food off my table, and I'm not going to let him.
Padley acknowledged that boxing is a bit of a risk for him, but his employers have been very supportive. He explained, Before the Mark Chamberlain fight, I told them, I'll work as hard as I can and I'm a good worker. You won't have any trouble with me. But if the time comes, boxing is my second priority. It's my first priority over everything else. They understood that and took a chance on me. Then, the Mark Chamberlain fight came through. Padley had been out of the ring for 8 weeks before the fight, but he stays in shape year-round. I do keep my eye on things in the gym. I wouldn't have taken the fight if I wasn't in good condition. I spar once or twice a week, even when I'm not in camp. I work on my technique, both as a southpaw and orthodox, just staying ready for anything. This isn't the first time Padley has fought as the underdog. Last September, he faced the highly rated prospect Mark Chamberlain on the undercard of the Daniel Dubois and Anthony Joshua event at Wembley Arena in London.
Более четко действует Шакур.
Fight for it, and here I have. I've got it on 4 days' notice, so I'm absolutely ecstatic.
Great stuff. Well, Shakur Stevenson.
Reflecting on his previous fight against Mark Chamberlain, Padley shared, I think my Nana got me at 16/1 to win on points. Padley ended up surprising many by dropping his favorite opponent and winning a shocking 10-round unanimous decision. Most of my supporters had me at 10/1 and 12/1, so they were able to enjoy a nice drink out of it, he added. Once again, Padley is entering the fight as the underdog, with little to no pressure on him. Everyone's already expecting me to lose, writing me off before I even step in the ring. That means I have everything to gain, he said. While stepping in on short notice isn't ideal, Padley felt the opportunity was too good to pass up. It's been a bit rushed, as you can imagine. The past few days have been incredibly hectic. It's been a bit of a whirlwind, but we're getting there now, he concluded.
Same question to you. What's the last 48 hours been like for you?
It's been kind of crazy. There's been a lot going on, but
I'm really looking forward to seeing where I stand when it comes to fighting a top-level boxer. Some even consider him to be on the pound-for-pound list. Of course, it would have been ideal to have a full training camp, but with just 4 days' notice, I'll make do. That will be the real test. I'm absolutely buzzing for this opportunity and can't wait to see how things go. However, getting Padley ready for the new fight wasn't straightforward. Padley was a logical choice because he had a world ranking with the World Boxing Council, and that title could still be on the line in this fight. But before anything could happen, Padley had to make weight. The board required him to do a check weight with their doctor to ensure he was healthy enough to fight. Padley went in for that check on Wednesday morning in Leeds, but unfortunately, he was overweight.
Чувак, висеть на нем, изматывать. Ну, сейчас как раз мы есть.
The unknown here. How are you dealing with that?
I mean, I fought in the amateurs. I feel like it reminds me of the amateurs where you don't know who you're going to fight next. So
Padley had completed all his medical checks and only needed an eye test. After visiting the eye specialist, he passed the test with no issues. He then boarded a flight at 4:15 p.m. and made it to the fight hotel in Riyadh by 6 a.m. Thursday morning. Padley shared his excitement with Sky Sports, saying, I stay in the gym all year round, always staying ready. That's why I'm here now, making weight and preparing to fight. When the opportunity came up, I grabbed it right away because chances like this don't come around often. I'm thrilled about it. I'm looking forward to seeing where I stand compared to someone like Shakur Stevenson. Some people might say I don't belong in the ring with him, but I'm here to prove them wrong and show I do.
Контролирует через переднюю руку точку в данном. Да. Забить, что называется, оппонент.
It's okay. I mean, I'm going to go fill him out and then I'm going to take care of business.
More pressure to get the job done?
Nah, it's always a little bit of pressure.
Big win after receiving the call on short notice, he continued, Here I am. Padley trained on Thursday, and if he makes weight on Friday, as he's on track to do, he'll have the most unexpected world title fight against one of the best fighters in the sport on Saturday. I'm still on the card, and the show must go on. Stevenson said, I'm in shape. They could have called anybody. They could have said Vasyl Lomachenko, and I would have said, let's fight. At my best, I can beat anyone at their best. I'm the best in boxing, and I'll prove it on Saturday. Stevenson, a brilliant southpaw who is just 27 years old and already a 3-weight world champion, is nearly impossible to defeat even with just 4 months' notice, let alone 4 days.
Поэтому, вот как сейчас мы видим, да, дергает Стивенсон.
This Saturday in a scheduled 12-round contest, it will be for the WBC Lightweight Championship of the World.
The electrician from Doncaster is set to compete in a major world title fight, alongside some of the top world champions, with some of the biggest names in the sport watching from ringside. According to Hearn, everyone is an underdog when facing Shakur, and Padley won't win unless he gets extremely lucky. However, he'll give it his best shot. Hearn expressed his excitement, saying that if anyone deserves this chance, he's glad it's a British fighter. Headley himself acknowledged that this is a 100% life-changing opportunity and that it will help secure his future.
Да, есть так. Хорошо. Файт продолжает наносить.
Hold on.
The win will mean so much more, and that's where my focus lies in this fight against Padley. Stevenson can't afford to take this lightly. Padley has only 4 knockouts on his record, while Stevenson is ranked in the top 15 fighters worldwide. The pressure is on Stevenson to turn this fight into the one-sided battle that many expect it to be, and to prove that he truly deserves the recognition as one of the greats of this era.
Mike, who will win out of Shakur and Gervonta?
Gervonta Davis?
Yeah.
I like to go with Tank. You know, everyone's going to go with Tank, you know. It would be a very interesting fight. Shakur takes a good shot, though. He's a specialist. That's why some fights that he doesn't look good in, because he's...
The 22-year-old Scotfield was seen as a heavy underdog in his fight against 3-division champion Shakur Stevenson on the last Crescendo card at Kingdom Arena. Scotfield was the only boxer on the main event card who didn't participate in the usual pre-fight festivities, which led to concerns about his health and weight heading into the biggest fight of his career. A post on Scotfield's official X page, believed to be managed by his father and trainer Floyd Shawfield, went viral. The post, which was later deleted, appeared just before noon ET on Tuesday and claimed that Scotfield had been poisoned. It alleged that someone connected to Stevenson's team had applied some kind of cream to Scotfield, leading to his condition. Stevenson's co-manager Josh Dubin responded strongly to the accusation. He advised that Scotfield should familiarize himself with defamation laws, adding that making such claims about Shakur without evidence could lead to serious legal consequences. Dubin spoke to Boxing Scene on Tuesday, warning that slandering Shakur could have repercussions in the courts.
And I was thinking there at the end of 4 rounds, it was very, very close.
The main focus in training camp, I mean, how was your sparring and everything preparing for such a sick boxer like Shakur?
Claiming that his food was poisoned will not go unnoticed, said Dubin, addressing the accusations. Schofield is being put on notice. People might start to believe there's some truth behind these lies about poisoning, but it seems like just an excuse for him not to fight. We're not going to tolerate these lies. Either the Schofields or someone representing them needs to publicly apologize now, Dubin added. Minutes before the report confirming Schofield's withdrawal went live, officials in Saudi Arabia had not yet confirmed whether a replacement fighter would be found to face Shakur Stevenson. The event, which is already packed with heavyweight, light heavyweight, and middleweight title fights, will still go ahead, but it remains uncertain who will step in to fight Stevenson.
That's my coach show. Yes, the sparring and everything was great.
On Monday, Floyd Schofield appeared in good spirits while speaking with the media. In an interview with Fight Hub, he called Shakur Stevenson a diva and joked that his 4-month-old son is more of a man than Stevenson. However, there was no immediate response to calls or text messages sent to representatives from Golden Boy Promotions, who represent Schofield, or to Eddie Hearn, whose Matchroom Boxing Company represents Stevenson. Hearn had a less dramatic explanation for Schofield's absence. He suggested that the reason for it could be a mandatory weight check required by the British Boxing Board of Control, which is overseeing the event. These early weight checks have caught some American fighters off guard. Suddenly, you have a fighter like Floyd Schofield who has to make weight tomorrow. He might want to focus on training tonight, Hearn explained to IFL TV.
Very good quality, so just ready to go, ready to showcase, what I worked on.
Do you feel like the pressure's more on Shakur?
He really doesn't want to show up to the grand arrivals, Shakur Stevenson said. Hello, everybody. He's probably getting ready for the weight check tomorrow, which is why I believe he's not here tonight. This wasn't the first time Floyd Schofield from Austin, Texas, missed a public event leading up to his fight with Stevenson. Schofield also skipped last month's press conference in London, which led Stevenson to suggest that Schofield might pull out of the fight altogether.
Obviously you're the younger guy, the underdog. I mean, obviously most people expecting him to probably get the win. Do you think a lot of the pressures...
Shakur Stevenson didn't address Floyd Schofield's absence at the grand arrivals, instead focusing on his own excitement about fighting outside of the US for the first time as a professional. "I'm ready to show the world that I'm a superstar," Stevenson said. "I believe I'm one of the best fighters in boxing, and on February 22nd, the world will know it. They can expect to see the best version of me. That's exactly what I plan to do," he added confidently.
This experience?
I'm ready to capture the moment. I'm focused. I put in a great training camp, and it's my time.
Last year was a tough year for you, just one fight at the hand.
This is yet another challenge Shakur Stevenson has to face, as his Matchroom boxing debut has been delayed multiple times. Originally, he was set to fight Joe Cordina last year, but Shakur suffered a hand injury during sparring, which forced the fight to be called off. After that, he had surgery to prepare for his World Boxing Council mandatory fight against William Zepeda, but the Mexican fighter pulled out due to his own hand injury. Floyd Schofield was then given the chance to fight for his first world title, entering the ring with an undefeated 18-0 record. However, the British Boxing Board of Control has now announced that Schofield has pulled out of the fight due to illness.
How eager are you to get your career back on track?
I'm ready to show the world I'm a superstar. I think I'm one of the best fighters in the sport of boxing, and the world will know February 22nd.
The ring has learned that World Boxing Council lightweight champion Shakur Stevenson is now looking for a late replacement opponent, as Floyd Schofield has fallen ill and has been pulled from the fight by the British Boxing Board of Control. Sources say two possible replacements being considered are Musa Golem and Josh Padley. The cancellation of this highly anticipated fight comes just days before the big event in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, which is set to feature a blockbuster night with Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol headlining. While the star-studded card still includes several world title fights, it will now be one fight short following the news of Stevenson and Schofield's bout being called off. Schofield, 22, had arrived in Saudi Arabia earlier in the week and completed his media duties on Monday. However, he disappeared on Tuesday and was not seen at the Grand Arrivals event.
And just as Chamberlain, in terms of the occasion, stepped up in grade in Riyadh twice over.
What do you think people can expect on Saturday?
You said what?
What do you think people can expect on Saturday?
They can expect the best fighter to show out. That's what I'm gonna do.
Good luck, Shakur.
Gotcha.
A wild theory about poisoning has been making rounds on the internet, suggesting that the lightweight challenger may have been spiked. According to a report from The Sun, leaked messages apparently from Floyd Schofield Sr., the father of the fighter, accuse unnamed individuals of poisoning his son. One of the texts, which was leaked online, read, "This isn't something to take lightly, sir. I'm not trying to play any games. I got love for y'all and I'm looking out, but they spiked your son." Meanwhile, reports also suggest that matchmakers are now scrambling to find a new opponent for Shakur Stevenson for the upcoming fight night.
And vice versa.
Obviously, you got better Bivol, your man Dimitri, looking to right the wrongs of last time in a very close fight. He said to me he can't get this feeling out of his head. He can't stop thinking about that loss. Does that give you more confidence? Because when something's like stuck inside you...
After Floyd Schofield Sr. accused Shakur Stevenson of poisoning his son, he later found himself apologizing to the world champion. The 27-year-old Stevenson seems to have accepted the apology, but didn't hold back when sharing his thoughts on the entire situation. He made a bold statement, adding more tension to the drama, claiming that the title shot was wasted by the young 18-0 boxer. This ongoing feud between Floyd Schofield and Shakur Stevenson has become a hot topic in the boxing community, especially with the upcoming Crescendo pay-per-view event this weekend. Fans are more focused on the alleged poisoning incident than on the packed event at the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, which will be headlined by light heavyweight stars Dmitry Bivol and Zurdo Ramirez in their rematch.
Mine seemed to adapt to the occasion well in the opening round.
Before the fight started,
We were obviously met with news that Floyd Schofield was taken ill, all kinds of accusations from him. And I saw pictures of him sort of out cold on the hospital bed last night.
With the lightweight title fight being changed just days before fight night, Shakur Stevenson didn't seem too impressed with Floyd Kid Austin Schofield Jr. He shared that he never expected Schofield to actually step up to face him in the ring, as he believed Schofield was scared. "I kind of saw it coming. I knew from the start, from the jump, that the kid was scared," Stevenson told DAZN Boxing during open workouts. "I saw him and he was definitely scared. He's a punk." Despite this, Stevenson made it clear that he's still on the card, saying, "The show must go on. I'm ready to put on a show." On top of that, Stevenson also claimed he's fully prepared and ready to face the undefeated Josh Padley.
the distance, but hasn't been up to the usual standard tonight. He's been
And we had to go to work, really, to be honest with you. Had a meeting with His Excellency at about 1 o'clock in the morning.
In a surprisingly bold statement, the champion even claimed that he could take on another lightweight champion with just a few days of preparation. It looks like Shakur Stevenson is laser focused on his sudden matchup against the Englishman this weekend. So let's take a closer look at who his opponent really is. Josh Padley probably never expected to get a title shot this early in his career, as he isn't exactly a name many people are talking about right now.
I mean, he's had all these scans. He's in a hospital bed. There's no way he'll be sanctioned to fight. So then we had to provide a list of fighters to His Excellency. All of those fighters had to have a check weigh today from the British Boxing Board of Control. The one that was available, the one that...
The part-time electrician from Yorkshire couldn't turn down the chance for a title shot when it was offered to him. He decided to take the opportunity and flew all the way to the Middle East to be part of the action at the big Crescendo pay-per-view event. "We're off to Saudi," he shared on social media before the biggest fight of his career against Shakur Stevenson. That's all for now. For the latest updates on news, highlights, events, and more in the world of boxing, make sure to stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you can be the first to know when we release new, exciting content like this. Until next time, peace out.